Hey guys, it's Kelly. Welcome back to the channel of Chilled Relax Plant content where we talk about our plants and we just try to grow them the best we can. So if that's something you can relate to, hit the subscribe button. Let's be plant friends. So I've been sick for like a couple of weeks. I finally feel better. And during that time, I did not come into my plant room. I didn't water anybody. Things don't look good. And luckily, through my plant collecting journey, a lot of the plants that need more attention from me are already gone. Like they're out of my life. But I still have, plants that they're just a little sad because I forgot to water them. There's some plants that have root rot now because I tried to save them a week ago after ignoring them for 3 weeks. And also the temperature changed in here and I didn't get in here to close a window. I had one of the windows open and it got real cold. And so some plants are just, you could see some plants are mostly dead. So we're just going to be cleaning it up. We're going to just take whatever cuttings we can take and we'll just start over. They're all pothos that I'm dealing with right now. Everything else, like the Hoyas, take a lot of neglect. That's part of the reason why they're my favorite plants, because they can go 3 weeks without getting any attention, and for the most part, for most of them, be okay. I'll even say the begonias that I have are also pretty resilient. My begonias don't have drainage holes, so that might be why they're more okay than some of my other plants. The climbing philodendrons, for the most part, are okay. A lot of their lower leaves I'm losing. They're all yellowing, but that's okay. Yeah, so it's mainly the pothos. But those guys just bounce back really well, but they will lose leaves. If you want a nice full trailing plant and you want to have less, you don't want to babysit them as much, I would go with a trailing philodendron. They're just better at dealing with drought than pothos. Pothos bounces back faster, but they're not as forgiving. They'll drop leaves sooner. I don't know if you guys can hear. It's downpouring outside, which I guess is better than snow. Although I wouldn't mind one snow event while I'm off. If I don't have work, then there we go. It'll snow. But if I got work, I don't want it to snow. So I figure while I do all of this, we can go through my 2023 plant wish goals, Planty goals, see if I accomplished any, and then going forward my 2024 goals. So yeah, I'm gonna turn you so that you can see the plants. I just have a couple of pothos in front of me. This I think is a marble green pothos that is pretty much all dead. We're just going to be taking whatever cuttings we can. This I think is a Gisenia pothos. I'm pretty sure. This is a neon pothos, and then this is the global green pothos. So I think you can see them all, and we're just going to do that. So my 2023 goals, I have them written down because I don't remember them. The first one was to make thumbnails, and I didn't do that at all. So for this one, I'm just gonna take a cutting because I think they're all pretty much, this is all rotted or dried up. So we have this. We're gonna just pull off really ugly leaves. We'll keep whatever nodes look okay, and we'll throw it in water to see if it bounces back. So that'll be one cutting. But making thumbnails did not happen for me. I actually kind of went in the opposite direction, and I just kind of let YouTube take over, and whatever image they used, I haven't even put words on it for the past couple months. And that's just because I haven't had time to really do that. And I don't know. It's one more thing to do, and then I don't really want to do that. The people who watch my videos know that my videos are about plants. I'm not trying to lure you in for anything other than like just look at my plants type of thing. So see, all of this has rotted off. I don't know if you can see, but this guy is growing back. He's got a new growth point down here, so I won't like repot him completely, but I'm just gonna cut all this dead stuff out. I also have a bunch of pothos propagating because I just do. So I think I can kind of like repot back into the pot. And I originally wanted to try to keep like plants separated, like each type, but I'm kind of at the point where like I don't mind if it's like a mixed pot of a plant. You know, like if it's going to be a neon pothos and a global green, whatever. I don't care. I just want the plants to look healthy, be healthy. There's some plants that I think I'm going to be done with. I think I said that like a while ago, and I kept them on. I held on to them, but I think I'm ready to get rid of those. But that's another video, I guess. So we got that. All right. So yeah. So this is the Marble Queen pothos. Just got one. We got one leaf left in there, but it looks okay. It's a little browning here and there, but I think the stem is okay. I'm just going to leave it like this. And then I got like 3 cuttings from that. I'm going to throw in water and try to reroot and make this into a fuller plant again. We'll try. We'll see how that goes. So I got one done. All right. The next plant we'll work on is my Gisenia pothos. I really like this plant. I really like green on green variegation. And Gisenia is kind of like a green on green, like marbly variegation, kind of. See how pretty. And this plant I think is okay. It's just, it lost like lower leaves because I didn't, water it in time. But I think overall the plant will be okay. I don't think I have to really cut anything off of this plant. Just pull off some of the dried up bits. And I'm going to take the longer stem and wrap it around itself and just stick it in there so that it can root and become like a fuller plant on its own. So I don't have to really take cuttings or worry about taking cuttings. So that was quick and easy. See, sometimes, plant maintenance is quick and easy. I guess we can like cut off some of this really brown tips. But I don't know if it really matters, but there we go. All right, so that was quick. All right, so the next 2023 goal I had was to learn more about Premiere Pro. And I kind of did that. I learned more about like how to get rid of like the background noise of a plant. We're just going to be working on my neon pothos. Out of all of my pothos, the neon pothos gives me like the most trouble. This one used to have mealybugs. I don't think it still has mealybugs. I did like a serious treatment with like serious pesticides. And I think this is all just like dead bug stuff. I don't think there's anything active. If there is, they're like super mealies. And there's no like, we're just going to have to be roommates because I don't want to do that serious pesticide treatment again if I can help it. But yeah, so I kind of learned how to take off like the background noise. Oh, you see I think it's okay. The light just cut out, but that's all right. We're gonna keep going. I think you can still see. But yeah, so I learned a little bit of that so that there's not as much background noise in my videos. I don't know if it really made like a huge difference, but I figured it out and I did that. So I'm gonna say that was like kind of an attained goal. There's more I want to learn about Premiere Pro. Like I want to do stuff with like transitions, because sometimes when I'm editing, like I make the cuts in the filming or whatever, and it's a little rough. You could just you can tell an edit has been made. And I think I want to maybe for 2024 learn how to transition a little smoother, have smoother transitions between frames. But so I did that. That got done. Cleaning my leaves and fertilizing was another goal for 2023. And I did not do such a great job of that. It's, I go back and forth. Like, I want to have, like, the time and the energy to, like, go through each plant and, like, clean off all the leaves and do all this, but it's just not my reality. So I just do what I can, and I think I'm going to leave that goal back in 2023. I'm not going to really, like, give myself too much grief about cleaning my leaves going forward. I'm just going to deal with each plant as I go along. I think that's just easier and something that is more attainable with my current schedule. Alright, so this, again, I'm just going to take the longer stems and kind of wrap them around each other. I do have like little pins somewhere. I don't know where the other ones are, but I'll just use the ones as I find them. I'll just do that. And these guys are all going to need water. They're very dry. So, well, this is my neon pothos. It does have a little bit of like other variegation to it. I don't know if you can see that. There's some darker green on this one. And some of the leaves will have like a whiter area. But it's not always. And it's not like a stable thing. So I just kind of let the plant do what it wants. This is probably leaf's not going to make it. We're just going to get rid of it now. Alright. So we got that. That doesn't look too bad. Alright. The next 2023 goal I had was to do like shop with me videos. And I did not do that at all. I just didn't. I haven't really gone too much like plant shopping. I think, anybody who's been watching my videos knows I'm at pretty much full capacity, right? I'm not actively looking for more plants. I still have like a wish list of plants I would love to get, but I'm not actively looking for it. And that's more of like if, a plant I have just, doesn't make it, or a pot randomly becomes empty because I've killed a plant, I would look for then those wish list plants, but I'm not like looking to expand my collection any further. So yeah, so I haven't really done any shop with me videos. My like local plant areas have nothing that interesting. My Home Depots are very bland and boring. They're mostly just like big floor plants with like a couple of like the 4-inch pots, but it's nothing cool, nothing worth recording and feeling awkward about in the store. So I just don't do it. But if I go traveling and there's like a really cool like plant stop, I would like just take a couple minutes of video just so that I could show you guys. And then if you guys are traveling, you guys can also like go check it out and see if there's something in there that you're interested in looking for. So I'm going to say that was like a fail on my part. The battery is going to go. So let me stop here. All right, guys, we're back. And we're going with it. All right. So I brought more plants over here because I got a whole wall of pothos that have dead leaves on it. What was I talking about? The shop with me videos. Yeah, I haven't really done any, but if I go traveling and I see a plant store that's like really cool, I will take a couple minutes of photos and recordings just so that I can show you. And then if you guys are ever traveling in that area, you guys can go and check it out too if you are interested in looking at plants or getting some plants. Alright, so then the next goal, so that was kind of like I didn't do that. I didn't accomplish that goal, but that's alright. And then the next one was experimenting with plants. That was a goal I had in 2023. I didn't really experiment with plants, but I did like make like a little makeshift terrarium out of like an old fish tank, which I do want to show you. I wish I wasn't sick and I could have shown you like what it looked like last week, because it looked really good. Now it's been a couple weeks because I, was sick and wasn't in here paying attention to plants, so it's kind of like not looking so hot. But I'm still gonna give you an update. It'll be what it is. So that's kind of like half a point towards like my goal. I kind of did it. I didn't do as much of an in-depth experiment as like I would have wanted with like trying out different substrates or anything like that, but I did try like a little mini terrarium with some sphagnum moss, and I have results, so we can go over them. But then we got this one. Looks a lot better now that all the dead stuff is off. Alright, so this is either an Enjoy Pothos or the Pearls and Jade. I have no idea which is which. I don't even know if they're different or not. But we have some yellowing leaves. So we're just going to rip those off. The last goal that I had for 2023 was to either put my plants on trellises or planks or like a lattice. I had like this idea of putting a lot of my climbing philodendron on lattices and having them grow up and get really big. And I did not do that. I kind of just stuck with my bamboo poles. And that really was enough for most of my climbing philodendrons to just get larger. Some of the plants, some of the leaves would have gotten bigger if they were on like a moss pole. And aerial roots could have, gotten into the moss pole and grown that way. But I would have probably, I don't know if it would have been a good idea, because then I would have had even less space than I do now for these plants. And I did have like at one point, like one of the plants climbed and grabbed onto my wall, my brand new painted walls. And so I pulled those plants down. And of course, like the little aerial roots are like stuck on the wall, so I'm going to have to like deal with that eventually one day. I'm going to have to like sand it down, repaint it and all that, but it's another day's problem. But yeah, so although I didn't actually put anything on planks or trellises or anything, just mainly my climbing philodendron on the bamboo stakes, and like I guess my begonias are on bamboo stakes, the 3 feet bamboo stakes. It kind of still worked out. The plants still grow. Like, I guess it just goes to show you don't have to do moss poles if you really don't want to. Oh, this piece has it's huge. Alright, so let's try to see if we can just wrap itself around itself. Oh, right. This is a mixed pot. Okay, I see what's happening. So this is a global green pothos stem, and then I have the Pearls and Jade, or whatever it's called, the Enjoy. Alright, so see, I think this looks cute. I don't mind having plants that are mixed together. As long as the plants don't mind and they're growing well and being happy, I think that's all that matters. So, alright, so I'm just gonna, wrap these guys around themselves, I guess. I don't really know. I do have to figure out something with some of my trailing plants just to keep them a little more contained, because space is limited. But we'll figure it out. Give me any tips and tricks you have in the comments below. But yeah, so we got that one looking a lot better. Alright, well, we have another neon pothos, and as you can see, this plant, it's always the neon pothos, always gives me the biggest problems. I don't know. I guess because it's the chartreuse color just doesn't photosynthesize as well, I guess. But whatever. Anyway, so those are all of my 2023 goals. So going into 2024, I have a couple of goals. I don't know if I'm going to like stick to them, or if we go by the trend of 2023, I'm probably not gonna accomplish much of them. But I think it's still good to have goals and to like reflect on it, and then if there's something I really 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 want, you like put it out into the world and it's supposed to come back or something. But yeah, so the first one, it says downsizing my plant collection. So I don't think I'm gonna like necessarily like downsize, like start throwing plants out or giving them away really. I think it's just gonna be, I'm not gonna buy more plants. I think. I hope. I guess. Maybe. That's like the goal. Look how like sad this plant looks like. And that's just because I don't have space for more plants. So like I want the plants that I have to look good and grow well and, do their thing. And you can't really do that if you can't manage them, right? Because then if you get pests, they get all over, especially if you're in a plant room like this, they're going to go everywhere. And then you need like a really harsh treatment, and it's a lot. And I would rather just have like the plants that want to live with me and look good, like with me. I don't want to struggle to try to grow like a philodendron brandtianum, which I have. It's over there. It's got half of a leaf and a bunch of sticks. Why do I still have that plant? I don't know. But I'm like, that plant, I'm not going to buy again. I'm probably just going to like toss it and put a plant in there. Out of all of my propagations, I'll show you. I have like so many propagations of just plants that have just fallen, and I just, I throw them in water and then I have those plants. So I'm just these plants grow well for me. So why don't I just keep those plants kind of thing. So that's the goal, I think. Just to downsize any plants that don't want to or that don't grow well in my collection, just stay away from them. So that's the first goal. It's easier said than done, I think, because, you kind of get attached to the plants and you're just like, but I've tried to grow you for so long and this leaf kind of looks okay, but like in reality, it's just another couple weeks before the plant puts on its own. So why wait those extra couple weeks? So that's the first one. And then my next, I don't know what I was thinking when I was writing these plant goals. The next one is no more plant propagations. I just showed you like I have so many. And I guess no more intentional plant propagations. So that would be like I'm not going to do any more plant trades or anything like that. Part of the reason why I have so many propagations right now is because there was going to be a plant trade and then the person like backed out of it. They couldn't do it, whatever, which is fine. But now it's left me with like a billion propagations, and for whatever reason I can't just throw out a propagation, especially if I've rooted it for a couple months and all of this stuff. So yeah, that's kind of part of this issue. So I'm not going to do any more trading, I don't think. Like intentional trades. Like if I have, or if I want to do a trade or something like that, like it's going to be a fresh cutting. I'm not going to hold on to a plant for months, root it up and get it and then mail it somewhere. Like it's got to be local. It's got to be something I can just like cut and give to you and like be done with it. Just because I want to lighten my plant workload type of thing. All right, so this is what this plant... Oh, I still have a leaf in here. Well, let me get that leaf off. All right, so let me pause here and grab some more plants to keep doing this because we're rocking and rolling now. All right, we're back again. Okay. So, oh, can you guys hear that wind? Oh, it's really coming out down there. All right, so this is a golden pothos. And we're just pulling off all the dead stuff at the bottom. Yeah, so what was I talking about? No more propagation. No more intentional propagations unless it's like we're going to trade right then and there and you're going to take it and I'm not going to have to deal with it, or, it's not going to be a burden to my planty chores. So there's that. And then the next goal I have is to fertilize. And I feel like I've had this goal since like day one, right? Like I want to fertilize my plants. I want them to look good, grow. I have plant fertilizer. Like I have to make fertilizing a priority is basically what it's coming down to. I have to make it a priority so that I actually go and do it. And yeah, I think this is a golden pothos. It might be, well, part of it looks like a marble queen, right? Like down here, it looks like a marble queen. But then up here, it just looks like a plain jade. But I think it's maybe it's all just like a low variegated marble queen pothos. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's growing. It looks beautiful. Very pretty. Alright, the next one. This is definitely a marble queen pothos. Doesn't look so great, but it's alright. So the next goal, so fertilizing. I have the fertilizer. I need to use it and just make it a priority. That's the goal. That's what we want to do is actually fertilize our plants. I'm not going to do the fish fertilizer again. I've done that. That stuff smells horrible. I'm not really into mixing a bunch of stuff up. I kind of like the Miracle Grow, like the blue powder, whatever that stuff is, where I just I throw a little bit of that in the water and then I give it to my plants and that's it. I'm done with it. So that's the goal. That's what we're going to do. Make a bunch of blue water for our plants to drink up, and hopefully that will help them grow. All right. And so the next goal is not to move my plants around as much anymore. This past year, I moved my plants a lot. Like every couple of months, I was like switching stuff up, moving it from one room to the next room. And overall, the plants did fine because I have pretty low maintenance plants. But I do think that some of the plants that I did end up losing, it was most likely because I'm moving them around too much. They get in a spot that either, the temperature changes throughout the year because it's in my sunroom. I would love to keep my plants in my sunroom year round, but it does get a little bit cooler in there. The light changes in there just naturally. So the plants do really well in the summer and spring, but then they kind of start tanking in the winter months. So that's why I kind of moved everything back in here. And I think I'm just going to keep everything in here for now. Hopefully. I say that, but then I change my mind. But just because this is a room I can control, the temperature and the humidity and all of that stuff. And there doesn't have to be a time where my plants are struggling. All right, we have a Mandula pothos right here. I really like the Mandula pothos. I think it might be one of my favorite pothos. It's between the Jasenia pothos or I like the Global Green pothos and the Mandula. Those two I think are my favorite pothos. I just like how the leaves grow in. They're they're wider. They look a little different. You still got all the different colored greens and mints and whites and creams. And just a pretty plant. All right, the next one is relabeling my plants to also include their scientific names. And I don't know how easy that'll be because I think a lot of my Hoyas are just cultivars or their affinities of a certain plant. So I don't know if they have a specific scientific name or not. But to look more into that and figure out if they do, and if they do, just add it to the little name tag. None of my pothos have any name tags, but I don't think I need to label my pothos, right? I kind of know what they are. So, yeah, that's what that one looks like. All right. Getting rid of mealybugs for 2024. I think, I feel like I'm going to jinx myself. I think the last pesticide treatment I did, really got rid of them. I'm not going to share what I did with it because I don't think other people should be doing what I did. I think it was a little dumb of me, but I did it and it's done. And I haven't seen any like active mealybugs. Everything's just kind of like old and died off. I will probably use like the systemics, the granules, going forward. One, because it's less, you know, it's something I could just mix in the soil and kind of keep an eye on. And I think that'll be all right. So that's what we're going to do going forward. Just because the alcohol, the rubbing alcohol method does work. It will kill the mealybugs on contact, but it doesn't like get all of them or all of their eggs or larvae. It's really hard to do that without like soaking the plant in alcohol, and then you're probably going to mess up the plant soaking it in alcohol. So I wouldn't do that. This is a Jesenia pothos, another one. Doesn't look so hot, but you know. We'll get there, I think. I hope. Alright, we are almost out of space on my camera, actually. But we're just going to go run through this. So this is another Enjoy or whatever that plant is called. Or Pearls and Jade pothos. Alright, so the next one I have is... Oh, to grow an herb garden successfully. That's going to be like my last like real goal. I also have on there to like do my, to learn more about Premiere Pro. But we already kind of talked about that with like the transitions. But I think the next goal I really want to do is grow an herb garden successfully. I think part of my issue is I kind of go too big too fast. And I'll be trying to grow like, 5 tomato plants and... this and that and this and that. And I think this year I'm going to just focus on the herbs. I'm only going to focus on herbs that I want to make teas with also to help me kind of like narrow down what herbs I try to grow. Because I want to like grow them all, it's like Pokemon. But realistically, you can't, not especially right away. Like I'm learning. I'm not going to be able to grow everything all at once. So... this one looks really, really bad, but we'll leave her, see how she grows. Alright, and the last plant we have, hopefully if my battery or if my storage fills up, I just want to let you guys know that it's okay if you don't accomplish all of your Planty goals or just goals in life. You always have time to, keep going or, another opportunity to try again. And if for whatever weird reason you don't have an opportunity to try again, just try something different. You can always continue growing. You don't have to worry about what other people are doing, and don't use don't use other people as like a benchmark to your success and your goals, whether that's Planty related or just in general, any relatedness to any of your goals. But yeah, so those are my 2024 Planty goals. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have any similar goals. What goals did you accomplish in 2023? And we're just gonna continue doing this, I think, until my storage runs out, which should be in like 30 seconds. So until next time, guys, relax, plant, peace out.